What's up, RC hobbyists? Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Hobby Drop. Today, I'm bringing you guys along for a test that I want to run for myself. So, I've got multiple types. Well, no, I've got two different sets of Krawlers. One is super worn down, the other not as worn down. I want to compare those two, and then whichever tire does better, I want to throw a dual stage foam in it and then see how it does. So that's kind of what we're doing today. And we're going to hit a couple obstacles. We got like a handful we're going to hit, and let's see what's up. This is a V-notch. So this is going to show just kind of a traction. Let's see here. I've got this driver's side rear that's too far. Are those rears straight? Yeah, they look straight. So it is hot out. It's probably 95 degrees out here. 11 o'clock in the afternoon. So with these Predator compound tires, both of them are Predator. So we're gonna see, the softer compounds in the heat don't do as well. And I think we'll see some of that too, but they're the same. Okay, so not able to get the pole. Let's hit it with a bump. My rears aren't straight. There we go. There we go. Nice, so that's a tough part, and then they were able to pull right out of it. Very good. What's up, guys? We are back with the new tires. Well, not new, but not as worn out tires. And it's been a week and a half and a Lake Powell trip later. So, little different situations, but I think we're close enough to get the gist. And my battery is dying on my remote, so I apologize about that. But I'm gonna go ahead. This is the first clip, right? But I'm gonna clip these side by side rather than doing one run and then the next run. I just feel like that gives a better, you get a better feel for how it actually compared, rather than after 10 minutes, you don't remember exactly how one rig did versus the other. So I'm just trying to work my rears over. I do have rear steer, but I didn't use it in the first clip, so I don't want to use it here. We're gonna go ahead and bump this. Didn't quite work. Let's try it again. Nice, that was smooth. Here's the next little bit. Wow. Okay. Dude, that was actually shocking. These tires just hooked up a lot better. Maybe it was the line. Let's see those next lines. All right, this next one is a side hill. So obviously this is going to be one where the dual stage foams are going to help out a lot. Oh wow, we were able to just barely hang on to that ledge, but you can see this front tire is all sorts of folded up. Got the drop back and dropping into the hole. All right, now we're getting spicy. Look at that compression. Okay, so I'm trying to turn back uphill right now. You can see that tire really folding in on itself. about to tip. Let's see if we can pull through here. So I'm hoping if I turn back passenger now, it'll settle. Nice. Keep making our way up. This is actually a very successful climb so far. Without rear steer, this is probably one of the best climbs I've ever done. Like, that's crazy. My driving alone is gonna be making the other tires look bad, I think. Because that was incredible. Alright, so I'm trying to stay on the inside of this ledge, but the tires are not really wanting to do that. But it didn't matter anyways. So the reason I'm doing this test, sorry, I'm not doing as much talking because I'm really just trying to watch the truck and see what it does. But the reason I'm doing this is I've got a set of Krawlers that are just sitting on the shelf doing nothing. And I was gonna put dual stage foams in these, and the dual stage foams are inside of those other tires. So I was like, you know, they say having real nicely worn in tires is a good thing. So I wanted to test it. And you saw from my little, you know, at the desk look at the tires, you can see how much more these ones are worn compared to the other ones. Look at this tire. Okay, let's see what kind of pull we can get. Dude, y'all, this is crazy. Okay, so now we're getting to where we're tipping. I feel like if I had dual stage foams and these were standing up a little taller, we might be in a little better position. I'm wondering if I could get that. Oh shoot. I think we're gonna get this. You can see those rears are fighting for traction. They're wrapped up and we're gonna get it, y'all. Holy cow. Wow, I don't know that I've ever done that. Especially with no rear steer. That was freaking crazy. Okay, let's see how we're doing on the side hill. And I apologize if you can hear my stupid battery. I'm trying to tuck it behind my back so you don't have to listen to it. Now, to be fair to these tires, I don't know how I drove this line so well last time. I'd never done that before. So we're gonna see. But I can say, and you guys saw it, these tires have so much more tread, they're taller than the last ones. So that may play a role. Okay, we're on the similar line because that tire was in the same place. Let's see. And drop me a comment. Which tire do you think is going to perform better? Because I was thinking it was going to be those well worn in ones, but after watching, or after doing that first line, I'm starting to wonder. So right now, I don't remember quite how this went the first time, but this tire is actually gripping a lot. It's not rolling as much, I think. I think there must be a better carcass because we're getting real tippy because of it. So let's see what we have to have. Yeah, we're losing it. Okay. I'm gonna take a small backup to try and get this. Oh, okay, so this, honestly, this is more frequently how this obstacle goes. Dude, that's crazy how well it did the first obstacle. All right, let's see. So we're getting lights, so we gotta turn. It's like we need the rears to wash out more. So let's take an early backup. Last time I tried to one-shot it. Let's take an earlier backup and turn uphill now. Because we got to get a grab on this ledge with the rears. Or sorry, with the passenger side tire. You know, I'm starting to be curious right now. Like I said, I'm largely doing this for me. Nice, look at it pulling. I'm wondering if these are G8s because of like how much less roll I'm getting. Which is also, you know, if these are G8s, they typically perform better in the summer. But the tricky part about it is they're gonna be more stiff. So right now we're up, but we're on a totally different line. And this line is not gonna get the job done. So let's take the backup. That was scary. I think we're in trouble now. All right, let's damage control. Dang it, I wish I had dig. I don't have dig, but I do have overdrive. Okay, so course correction there. Let's see if we can get this pole again. So these tires are not, they don't have a lot of squish to them. Man, maybe these are G8s. How can you tell? How can you tell? Is there a way to tell? Okay, nice, we're up. We got our rear up, so that's a good sign. I think we're gonna get this now. I really need this front end to start climbing. Dang it, it is not. Woo. Okay, so again, much of the same. Get straightened back up. Let's see if we can get. All right, I just went back and watched the footage so I could see what line I hit. So let's see if I can do it again. So I need a tire. I'll put that down. I need this tire up here on this, see this little notch? I need a tire here, but then this one actually does climb this top ledge in order to get the pole. And I was in relatively the same position here when we fought our way back up. So let's see. Okay, so I've got the rear. Oh, dude, these aren't, I don't think these are as squishy. Okay. Oh, nice, nice, nice. I just had to slow it down. Okay, but what's happening is in the other video, I make the comment about how smashed this tire is on the rear. Whereas right now we're not getting that. So maybe that'll help though, right? Oh, we're out of the line, we're out of the line. I've gotta get my driver's side front to climb. I have to get that or else. I think a lot of it has to do with this pinch right here. that we're just not getting. This is fun. Let me know what you guys think. I'm enjoying this. But obviously this is kind of a tedious video. We'll see which one makes it, the truck, or the truck can make it before the camera or the freaking words and stuff, before the receiver dies. Come on. We also don't have the GoPro today. I apologize for that. Okay, we're back up. But dude, we can't get that pole. Okay. We're well up. Let's try and climb early and then adjust. No, that's not gonna work. This tire is way more resilient. Okay. Here we go. This is the line, I think. So last time we were looking at the squish here, but that's about as steep as I can go and the truck is wanting to roll. I need that climb right there. Like if I could get this side to settle, I think it could do it. Let's settle it for it because we're just tipping. Nope, we're just tipping. Okay, so the hard thing in this video is maintaining the understanding that we're trying to watch how the tires are performing more than the lines I'm hitting. And that's easier said than done. Because obviously the line you hit makes things look a lot easier. So we're just trying to pay attention to how these are doing. Right now it's pulling really well. All right, I was fiddling with this line for a second, and I'm gonna do my best to just hit the line that I've seen work well in the past, and that is to get this front driver tire way up here to the point that it feels like you're gonna roll, and then ease back into it. Now these axles are wider than most of my other trucks, and I think that's what's causing us problems. Okay, here we go. So this is just a test to see, you know, how are we doing? How are we doing? Hopefully you guys like staring at your tires, because that's basically all you're gonna do in this video. Okay, man, they conform so nicely to the rocks. I'm nervous to lose the single stage. Okay, I don't know what happened. I just ran this obstacle, but my camera cut out early. So we're gonna try this again. Unfortunately, I know the line, which is gonna help do this more easily. We just gotta come up super high. So see how high I am? That top tire is what gets the hook. So we're gonna complete this just like that, but take a look at the tire squish. Like, there's a lot less happening here. So some good stuff right there. Made that one pretty easy with minimal tire squish. Let's hit the last obstacle. Try and keep it slow, so we're just using tire. Try to minimize the momentum effect here. Nice. It's looking like it's doing all this pretty easy. All right, that's too easy. Let's, we're gonna cut over here. All right, this is gonna be crazy. We're gonna hit the left side of this green moss. Let's see what it does. This is where I think the, dude, we are like straight vertical right now. All right, so for context, this is about the angle we're on. Nice. Nice. All right, here we go. Raw traction. Try and turn it on slow now. So I remember on the last one, we actually had to try and find more of a challenge because it just climbed it so well. And it's looking like about the same. So let's back down. We're gonna go to the other side of the green moss here. And let's see how we do. All right, green moss. A little bit of slipping. Oh, a little bit of slipping. Okay, but all in all, I don't think we had that much tire slip before, but like ultimately, both tires got the job done. Dude, that's tough because these tires, I feel like got the line better the first time, like on the first obstacle, but couldn't complete the second. I think they only got the third obstacle so well because of words and stuff. All right, what's going on, guys? Camera cut out, or maybe I just forgot what I was saying, so I cut it off. Either way, I didn't finish the outro, but I'm kind of glad because my takeaway when I was leaving the trail was that the softer compound tires were better. Really close, but I was like, I think these ones were gonna take the cake. However, as I went back and watched, I'm starting to question, like, was one really better than the other? I do feel like these conformed more, which I liked, and I guess it did allow them to get the second obstacle. But if some of you, for those of you who are really students of the game here, when up on that V notch, that driver's side tire actually needed to come back over to the right side of the notch. But then, and that's what got the climb. But then when I did it with the second tires here, I didn't. I stayed up top, which ended up not working, but the truck was more tippy. Like, I don't know. Okay. Now that I've thought about this more, fleshing it out with you guys, I think I might take the worn out tires and slap these on a dual stage foam and see how they do. I'm not gonna include that in this video because this is long, but like I said, dude, if you guys are still watching this, first of all, you're awesome. Okay, that's first and foremost. Second of all, if you're not subscribed, man, what are you waiting for? Tell me, what are you waiting for? Drop it in the comments. What are you waiting for? We have fun every week. Every week we have a good time. It's something, you know, we're taking these rigs out and we're driving them. we're low key here, but it's a good time. So if you're already subscribed and you're still here, you're awesome. And I'll quit rambling now. Thank you. And till next week.